Yefeng and Yuanling, and of course Hanif today, and we're doing our group supervision, right? So, and just to remind us, the reason we are doing group supervision is where we can learn from each other as well. And many times when I give feedback, comments to any one of you, right? Some of the comments might be relevant to your research. Maybe not directly, but in the future, if you're carrying out research or carrying out some study, you have the wider range of knowledge about research, about other fields, and I'm practicing what I learned when I was doing my PhD last time. So, and after a while, when you see other people's work, you can see, a comparative understanding of, oh, this is how you can do it in this methodology, or in this field, or in this country, or in this sampling. So you actually learn more about research knowledge and about yourself through other lenses from other perspectives. So that's the strength of having the group supervision. And of course, we have a community, so we want to work as a community, as a family. That's why the importance of having a group supervision. Okay, Jim, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Right? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, after our.
Oh, sorry. Before you begin. Is this the 3-minute presentation, or this is the complete presentation, right?
Complete presentation.
This is not for the Sempri's 3-minute presentation.
Also, maybe after this presentation, I
make it short, yeah.
Yeah, and I will maybe write the video on the side.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
For POL group, only 2
Yeah.
minutes. Okay.
3 minutes. I don't know why and how they do it. I think
3 minutes is about maybe July.
July 4th or July something.
July 3rd?
4th, yeah.
August.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I will prepare for this topic.
Yeah, you just work.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Today I will do the presentation about my topic. First, I will maybe say the sentence "serve with heart and follow with love." As a social worker, we also serve every client with heart. And today, my presentation is about one field of clients, and that's community mental rehabilitation. The topic is divided into 6 sections. Yeah, thank you. Okay, it's include background, program statement, and research question and objectives. Literature review, research methodology, and significance. Okay, next page. In recent years, with the release of China's policy, people with mental disorder towards community rehabilitation. The number of people with mental illness receiving community-based and family-based rehabilitation is on the rise. Also, most family couldn't afford the cost for the institutional rehabilitation for mental disorder patients. And the relevant departments of Chinese government also issued some policies, emphasize to cultivate a team of mental health social workers. But there's a few scholars focus on community mental rehabilitation in rural area in China. Okay, next page. Okay, please. After the new policy, the social workers are put at a very important place.
Social workers.
Yeah, social workers.
Not works, workers.
Workers.
Yes.
Social
Okay.
workers.
Yes, very good.
After the new policy, social workers are put at a very important place in this field. And
Very important one. Very important.
please, rules,
policy,
please,
Place.
place,
Place.
please.
place.
Oh, Tifan.
Yeah.
The place.
place.
Place. No, it sounded like police. It's not. Place. Place.
Place.
Yes.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
As
I'm
very
making this correctly
important
because
place.
you're presenting, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can understand you, right? Okay.
At a very important place
Good.
in this field.
Yes. Good.
As a co-leader, maybe they will face lots of questions. And at this slide, I list three main points. First is social workers should provide a variety of services. And maybe not only professional skills, but also they should serve for deal with the relationship in teams. The second one is the policy. The policy ensured that the civil affairs will be the mostly departments in charging the social service. So maybe multiple stakeholders may have diverse demands for social
Diverse
demands for social worker service. And finally, we must employ the significance of social work service intervention in this field with the context of a shared culture. Okay, next page. Depending on the above, the study will focus on 4 research questions and objectives. First one is what are the needs of different entities for social work intervention in this field? According to this question, I will analyze and identify stakeholders' needs for social work service through interviews. And the second is what the specific rules and the responsibilities of social workers in this field in Gauteng County in China. According to this question, I will define the roles and the responsibilities of social workers in this field through interviews and the questionnaires, maybe. And the third one is what the challenges and the barriers do social workers faced in providing the services. According to this question, I'd like to understand the challenges and the solution in this field. And the last one is what are the intervention methods and techniques used by social workers in this field, and the effectiveness. To this question, to this question, I will evaluate the intervention methods and techniques used by social workers and assess their effectiveness. Okay, thank you. Next.
Effectiveness.
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 Okay, section 4, the literature review. I have found some papers from WS and scholars, and they were divided into 3 categories. Both the policies issued by MCA and other departments of China, and Zhu proposed that the stakeholders in CMR have different requirements, and the Campbell and other scholars proposed that social workers' role, positioning, and responsibility in this field. And Gore and other research studied service technology used by social workers and its effectiveness. So after the literature review, I found some gaps. First one is the most studies focus on social worker or mental rehabilitation, but not blend of the two, particularly in Chinese region. The second one is there is insufficient research on group work, community work, and other methods of intervention in this field. And the third one is most study focus on urban inside the rural area. Yeah. Okay. And the next part is the methodology. I will use the qualitative method. In the first place, I have collected some papers about this field, and then I will collect and analyze the paper to find the information for this study. And the next is I will use the in-depth interview method.
In-depth.
In-depth
interview, yes, good.
In-depth interview method. And I will select 30 interviewees for
I will select. That's good.
I will select 30 interviewees, include different stakeholders, and then I will gather their perspectives on this research question via in-depth interviews. Okay. Next page. The last part is the significance. I will talk about the significance of this study. I think there are three main points. The first one is the study will help to supplement the local.
Helps to supplement. Yeah.
Helps to supplement the localization.
That's good. Yeah.
Localization gap or social work service in intervention in the field. And the second one is may provide a reference basis for promoting the implementation of community mental rehabilitation in a homogeneous region.
Yeah.
And the last one is may provide a reference basis for the local government to purchase the social service.
Okay, spelling purchase, then you need to correct, yeah. It's not the spelling, purchase.
Purchase.
P-U-R, not P-R-U.
Wrong.
P-U-R.
Yeah, purchase.
Should be P-U-R, purchase, like to buy.
Oh, this one.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Purchase.
Never mind, we can correct it later. You can watch this, you can watch it in YouTube and correct it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Significant.
I think maybe about 10 minutes.
Yeah, good.
That's good, yeah. All right. In the normal presentation, you can have more than 10 minutes usually, 10 to 20 minutes too, all right. Okay, let's look at a few things here, right? So, bring it to the level of PhD worthiness. My main concern about your research now is about the PhD worthiness, but I can see some promising aspects of your research. Remember the last time when you presented first round or second round, I don't know, I was concerned about what is the what's the novelty, what's the originality of your work, right? So, but I'm seeing it that is emerging right now. We will revisit. We will go back to the title later on when we are clearer with the research, right? Once we have title clarity, we will improve it. You can improve the title, because the title should reflect the essence of your research, the main thrust of your research, right? Let's go to your table of content.
Our supervision is a link.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I revised the last part.
That one, okay. I just want to look at this one first. Yeah. All right. Bring the literature review instead of number 4. Put it to number 2.
Number 4, number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. You can just take note first, and then you can do the curve. I try something like. Dia terus hanya bisa pilih dah. Okay. Now, the reason being the literature review. In your literature review, you identified research gaps, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can use that to help you to problematize the research. So problem statement will come after the literature review in your case.
Okay.
Okay. Let's look at the. Okay, I will talk about the rest later on. Let's really look at your literature review, because on the literature review will have the problem statement there. So yeah, okay. Explain the gaps to me again.
The first one is focus on the
Focus on.
focus on the social worker or mental rehabilitation, because the scholars just study this one or this one, and most of the scholars focus on the point, but not. A few scholars blend the 2 points together, because
Two points together. Two parts of 2 points. What is it?
The point means how to say, just like this, social worker study or mental rehabilitation study, but social worker intervention in this field. There's a few scholar study.
Okay, so all right, okay. So a lot of studies focus either on social worker or mental rehabilitation separately, not blending them together. Yeah. Okay. In the Chinese region, all right. Okay, that's gap number 1.
Yeah,
okay.
that's why.
Gap number 2.
Number 2 is the only study the skill, one of the skills. For example, the
what skill?
social service skills.
Service skill. Okay,
Yeah.
service skill.
For example, the case worker or group work or community work.
Okay, all right.
But most of scholars focus on case work.
Case.
Case work.
Case.
Case. Yeah.
That sounds like, when you say that, it sounds like kids work. It's not.
Case.
Children, not children. Case, right? Case.
Yeah.
Case work. So most of them focus on case, but not group.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
But so why I put this gap here? Because the policy, the Chinese government issued policy, we must use maybe most social worker skills to service the mental rehabilitation.
Mental rehabilitation, yeah. Okay, so I tell you what, okay, you understand the gap, so let me, now you have 1, 2, and number 3 is urban instead of rural, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in your slide, here, right? You make this part, the gaps part, bigger so that it becomes clearer. Right? This part, you just bring it there, bring it there. So the gap, you want to see the gap more, right?
Yeah.
So you highlight, put in the word either before on, focus on either work, social work or mental rehabilitation, either.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you bold this social work or mental rehabilitation, make it bold, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a section research on group work. So group work make it bold. This one you make community and other method, community work also, right?
Yeah.
These two make it
Okay.
bold, right? So that people can see the gap is this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you want to make this part bigger. This one you can make it smaller. Right? Yeah. So this can make it smaller or put a smaller font, pen or whatever font there.
Okay.
Right? This is the bigger font, right? Okay. So urban instead of rural. So urban, rural. Yeah.
Okay.
So the gap is on the rural. The gap is on either or, and the gap is about community work and group work and community work. So those are the keywords you need to highlight. Right? Okay. So now let's relate this to your research questions. So then we go to your research question. Okay. Before that, you go to the problem statement first. You have problem statement there, right? All right. Okay, let me see what the problem statement is about. Social workers should provide a variety of service and not only professional skill but also service for deal with the relationship with teams. Okay, the grammar is not quite right. Then you got to improve the grammar here. Right. Okay, multiple stakeholders may have diverse demands for social work services. Explore the significance of social work services in community mental rehabilitation within the context of shared culture. Okay. Okay, this is not clear what the problem statement is, right? So connect the gaps to the problem statement. So we have the gap now. We have the gaps you should identify with your problem statement, right? Okay, we will come back to your problem statement. I need to know what you want to study in your research question. Let's go to your research question. We will connect the problem statement later on. Connect back to your problem statement. Let's look at your research question. So your research question is about to analyze and identify what stakeholders' needs for social work services through interviews, okay? Right. You don't need to say it through interviews, but it's okay now. To analyze and identify stakeholders' needs for social work services. Okay. To define the roles and responsibilities of social workers in community mental rehabilitation in this area through interviews and questionnaire. Okay, you can strike out the word through interviews and questionnaire. You don't need those words, yeah. Okay. Through interviews, questionnaire. This is so. Remember to put 1 and 2. You don't have 1 and 2 in your research question there. So question 1, research question 2, right? Okay. Right. And then let me see the next one. What is it? To understand the challenges and solutions faced by social workers in community mental Rehabilitation through data interviews, okay. To evaluate intervention methods and techniques used by social workers in community mental health services and access their effectiveness. So, your main thing you want to study is community mental health rehabilitation. Is that the important part of your research? Community mental rehabilitation. That is your focus.
Maybe the social worker skills and the problems we faced.
And the problem they face.
Yeah, because I think the people with mental illness, before the new policy, maybe most people accepted the service in the 院舍怎么说啊？王坤啊，院舍
哦，你说院舍化是吧？那个院舍。
就是他们在院舍里面接受这个精神康复。
哦，how to say that?
How to say?
Actually, which is going to be like this kind of people have the mental disability, which hasn't been collected, centralized to some kind of certain places to maintain, to keep them daily life. It could be normally. So it could be some kind of. Sorry, we're looking at
Center.
Yeah, kind of like a center. They serve the service, and the other maybe also reserve the service at home.
Yeah.
But before they only receive some money from government. So I think this is Europe for the
residential care facilities.
Okay.
Some like
Residential care facility, so they will be receiving care at their home.
Yeah, both of these two places. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think for this study I want to discuss if the social work intervention. Maybe they will face a lot of difficulties, problems.
Okay.
I want to discuss this.
You want to discuss the difficulties faced by social workers?
Yeah.
In doing what?
In service, serve the people.
Serving the people in the residential care.
Not in community.
In community.
Rehabilitation.
Okay. So you are interested to study the difficulties or the problems or the situations of the social workers' skills and in servicing mental illnesses case in the community.
Yeah.
In the community, right? Okay. I just want to connect to the gaps, right? The gaps are important, otherwise there's no connection between the gap and so you're interested in this one is still right? Yes. Okay, right. This is mine right here, put it here. Social workers. So that you want to study the mental rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Rehabilitation in community, right?
Yeah.
In community. When you say community, you are also the one that Eugene was saying, the residential care, right?
Yeah.
Residential care. So this is not the center, right? It's not a hospital.
Yeah.
definitely not
Not hospital, right? So they
like hospital, because there are also some psychiatric
psychiatrists
and nurse and
Nurse.
maybe some center have the social work, but most don't have the social work.
Okay. So this is like this is not a this is a hospital there.
Just like
是社区的健康中心是吧？
不是
还是
no. The policy.
So it's okay. Because I'm confused too.
The policy point that we social worker can support the
Mentally ill.
I think include some places. For example, we can serve at their home.
At their home. Yes.
Also, in the community.
Also in the community.
Also, we can serve at the
Center.
factory.
Factory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So different place is 构成了
construct
construct the whole community.
Okay. So they can go to the home,
Home, yeah.
or they can go to the
Community, factory.
factory. Okay.
Yeah.
Hospital also can.
Community?
Yeah, hospital is okay.
Anywhere, but all.
Anywhere.
It's based on the community.
Yeah.
So actually,
Okay.
maybe I should offer some background of how the Chinese social work, the project runs.
Yeah.
And usually we're just going to be like the local government buy the service, like
Local government. Yes.
buy the services from the local social work institutions and buy their service. And they send us contracted for maybe 1 year or 2 years. So these social workers were just going to be like they can work as community workers, and maybe they would just get into the factory, or maybe we're just going to go to this kind of patients if they have the mental disease and they cannot move, they lost their mobility to their homes to provide this service. But one thing is I confused, so I may ask Ho-Ming is this kind of service was just based on. It's just could be some kind of centralized, and when they have this kind of base stay in the residential care centers, and just maybe could just because it's going to be different. And when Chinese people were thinking about these kind of patients have the mental disease, should be live in some kind of exact area to prevent them to separate them
from the community.
to the community.
Yes.
So it could be some kind of certain address or places, space to keep them to
From going to the community.
go into community and provide this kind of daily service, like have the meals or the kind of the medical check and the check on these kind of things.
Okay.
Or maybe, like Ho-Ming said, this kind of service was just going to be like separated into every social worker were just going to be based on their cases. So they can, when they do this kind of service, whether in the factory, in their home or something like that.
Okay, let me understand what you're doing also, right? Eugene is helping out to translate.
Sorry, I don't know whether I'm translating it right.
When you say the residential care center, is it centers?
Yeah.
Residential care centers, right? When we see movie in the film, they're all crazy people in one place, right? This one is doing crazy stuff, this one is doing crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
That kind of center or not that kind of center?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? In the movie, there's, the horror movie, right? Horror movie or some crazy movie. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Are we talking about hospital, mentally ill hospital?
I know.
Is it? So it doesn't matter where they go now.
Yeah, because the people we serve is about the mental disorders. We evaluate for 4 levels. Maybe the first one is
Not serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second, the fourth, the third, fourth.
Fourth,
And we
yeah.
only serve the not very serious.
Not very serious. Yes.
So
Not-
they don't need to live in the hospital.
Not in the hospital. That's okay.
Yeah. Most of them maybe live at home, and some of them can will work to the factory.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. And you are. Let me help you understand. You help me to understand what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So you are interested in the hospitals? Are you looking at the hospital though?
What meaning?
Are you also researching the hospital?
No.
No, right. Okay. Good. You're only looking at community within the community, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. So there is a connection between what you're doing with the gap because there's not enough research on the community, right? So you're researching on the community, and in the community there's homes, there's factories, there's also residential care, right? No?
这个是那个院舍吗？
Residential care is not a hospital, is it?
It's not
你说的那个健康中心是吧？
对嘛？
也算。
它其实我
Also include maybe include this center.
In the community,
Yeah.
the residential care center is also in the community, right?
Yeah.
But this is the one that we are not doing hospital, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So as long as it's in the community, which can be residential care centers, right? Like old folks center, like old folks house, right?
Like they have some kind of warm name, say elderly home.
Early home, 老人院啊，
Yeah.
对，老年之家。
老年之家 okay, right, that. We have this in Penang Road, we have that too,
Yeah.
right? So there's the homes, the factories, right? So anything within the community, right?
Yeah.
Only the community, right?
Only. What's the meaning?
你的研究是主要是针对这个社区里面的是吗？
可以这样说吧。Yeah, maybe. Because in China we define the community in different.
Different ways.
Yeah. I think this word in my research it include just the whole. For example, the whole four, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And others, as long they're all in the community.
Yeah.
Others,
Yeah.
Others.
So the four, please include.
I may add some more background.
Sure, please do.
Actually, Chinese government was just experiencing a kind of governance power and resource transform.
Yes.
So this kind of like home inside this community, we're just going to be like to some kind of a certain area. They have the edge, they have the boundaries, and in this area we just include this kind of homes, factories, or the residential sector and the production sector, all these kind of things.
Okay.
So it has like a certain address, certain area, and population.
And population, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's more distinguished as like the original community concept of like tenants or maybe someone else. And
So we use the Chinese, as in the Chinese government definition of community, so that it stays within the Chinese context. Yeah. So we do not use the Western, otherwise we go crazy. Because there's the policy is, and this policy was introduced recently.
Yeah, about
社区划分啥时候开始？
maybe
10 years.
a lot of years because
more than maybe more than 10 years.
Maybe.
because in the past we often call the community like to Cur village.
Village.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now we call some villager to community because of the urban
Urban setting, yeah.
Yeah,
城市
yeah.
化城镇化
Urbanization.
Yeah, because of the urbanization.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Maybe I can add some background to the history.
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So when in the past times there were just like a different levels of how we just describe some kind of a community. So actually we're just experience old time. It could be the urban and the rural area. They're already separate.
Yeah.
So like when in the rural area we have the smallest, the lowest,
The lowest unit here. The lowest
最
district.
农村最低一级的是乡还是村儿？Village, yeah, village and town and county.
Yeah, county.
是村乡，但乡我不好翻译。
村乡镇。
乡就是镇
村yeah, town and the county.
county, city.
Yeah, then the county which is going to be like have the same administrative level as the district in the city.
Yes, yes.
In fact, the policy mainly point out that this community is they want to how to say helps the clients to live at the community.
Yeah,
就适应这个社区生活。
to live in the community.
Yeah, to help them to get used to the life in the
Not
The community.
not also stay at home.
Yeah.
So go outside
Yeah.
and find a work
When we're
and communicate with others.
eat.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I didn't finish mine.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
So in the older times, this kind of public products was provided in two different ways.
Yes.
The rural area has the rural area support. The urban area have the urban area support. And
yes.
definitely, the urban area which is going to be more powerful and more maybe.
Facilities, whatever. Yeah.
So in the rural area, which is not going to be the same. But after this kind of transform, they have to be combined to have the set a standard. So make all the community in the urban area, suburban area, and rural area, which is going to be the same standard. So
The same standard, yeah.
we created the community, this kind of the minus unit, how we're just going to run our district
Yes.
by the local government. So they can provide like the equal standards, the public product for those people.
Yes. You said a standardized unit,
Yeah.
so that services can be servicing within the standardized unit, and then Okay, and the unit can be rural, can also be urban now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just
So
same unit.
so my study will maybe mainly focus on the rural area.
You focus on the rural area, right? All right. Okay. Now you are getting better and better now. All right. So your research will be about delivering social work services to rural community, right? Or something like rural community intervention, right? Rural community intervention, right? Okay. Let's refine your work, right? So that it becomes you're doing master's or PhD, no? Master's, right?
Yeah.
And you wanted to upgrade to PhD last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine, but you can still follow this method. Now, you are studying an organization too, right?
Yeah.
You're going to study organization too, right? Let me ask the question further to help you further define your research right now. The organization would serve the clients in the homes as well as the factories.
All of them is the social work in my organization.
I think say that again.
Uh,
In the organization,
who supply the service, you mean?
Clients, your clients, the clients of your organization, right? And the homes or factories.
The people
你机
with
构的服务对象。
in this study is the people with mental disorder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
The first one is the second one. We will provide some lecture and other activities for all the people in this area. For example, the case is about people with mental disorder.
yes, yes.
And the second is maybe provide some service for their family members. For example, their parents, their brothers or sisters, and the third one is the people in this area, because most of people afraid of this group.
This group, yeah, this mentally ill group,
Yeah. And the fourth one is the factory, because this divided to two parts. The first one is some people can't go to work themselves.
Yes.
The second one is we create a community ourselves, and the member mainly contract by the people with mental disorder. Yeah, I think the four.
So the fourth one is the workplace, right?
Yeah,
The fourth one is the workplace, right?
yeah,
It could be the factory, it could be some other place that they work, right?
yeah,
It could be the supermarket,
yeah.
right? Right. You want to say something, right? You want to say something?
Might be.
So go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're helping Jim, yeah.
Jim, we're just in this kind of category, we're just going to be like more Chinese and social work textbook category.
Yeah.
And maybe Professor, you asked if it was just more likely to be some kind of category by the geography information. So.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe there's a kind of misunderstanding between you. So actually, Herming was talking about it just depends on the service client.
Clients, yeah.
If they like as a social worker textbook, we also told that your service client were just going to be the first tiers. It just means some people, your individual, have the mental disorder. And the second one is their family members. You have to do the support work.
Yes, yes.
And then you have the third tier is more like a more
the social
the social part.
environment.
The social environment part.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that it's kind of normal people get to know.
Accept them.
Yeah.
And then there's the workplace.
Yeah. So actually, we're not talking about the working place, the residential area, or these kind of things. Because we maybe we focus on the service client, but actually, like you said, the geographical category, as it just means if you take your service at the residential area, homes, or maybe in a factory, or these kind of things.
So the ontology, the components of your analysis, right, is the social groupings basically.
Yeah.
So the individual, the family, so individual is a social unit, the person, right?
Yep.
And then the other social unit is the family.
Yes.
Another ontology is the social surrounding outside the family, non-family social environment, so to say.
Yeah.
But you also include the workplace. They might go and work. Some might go to work. Some might not go to work. You
是
say
说是工作的地点是吗？提供服务的地点。
不是地点，
不是地点，是这样的，是他刚才说的，因为教授说的是
这个它不能是你具体的这个提供服务的地点，但是你刚才这个，就说你刚才对于这个服务对象的这个理解，还是基于一个社会组群的这样的一种理解，因为社会组群我们的分类是个体、家庭和社会嘛。然后其实他想问的是，具体的你提供服务的地点是在哪里？
刚才那个就是啊。For example, when we serve the directly client,
When you serve the
I will go he or her home.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
The second one is family member. I just say maybe we will organize a group work
Yes.
and invite them to the center.
Could be anywhere, doesn't matter, right?
Maybe the center, maybe to buy, maybe to their
To
home.
home, maybe to McDonald's.
Yeah. And the second one, I say the other normal people, and maybe in the community, maybe in the village as well.
Other groups,
Yeah.
Can be the Lingji, can be
Yeah.
Zhao Tian,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it is relevant with the people and the place.
People. Now I'm asking you, how about the workplace where they work? Do they work? If they work, do you provide education to the boss, to the co-workers, do you do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
For example, education we do, and
Education.
what shall I say? Education and also found a company. Yeah, and do some lecture.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not asking the activities, I'm asking the groupings right now, the social group. So there's an individual, there's a family, there's a social group outside the family.
Yeah.
Is there the workplace? Do you look at the factory? Yeah. No.
Not only the factory.
Where they work.
他们工作的这个地方，你也是否要提供相应的这样的一些服务？
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So
The place is private.
the place.
Place.
Yeah.
The place is provided by the government.
Places. Okay.
They
Provided or decided by the government.
提供 supply 的
Supply 不是
提供，就是政府提供。
提供 is to choose.
Can you
Not
choose
choose.
the
They give the place. Give the yeah.
Can you choose which location you
Yeah, we can choose.
Okay.
Because for example, maybe the government give us 3 places. We found this one is suitable. Then we choose this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yes.
And background.
Yeah?
Adding background.
The background. Yes. Yeah.
So, like Herming said, you can choose like several places. Like mostly, these kind of people have the physical disorder or maybe the mental disability. They were just going to be like the government will provide this kind of working places, occupations, vacate in the local community service centers.
Mm-hmm.
They usually do this kind of like a cleaner or printer, like when you want to print some documents or these kind of things to like some simply work for them, and they can get a salary from the government.
Yes. Okay. We're talking about the clients now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the clients can choose some of the places in this community.
This community.
But the government not only give us the place. only place.
Place, that's the right word now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only give us the place.
yeah,
Other things we must do ourselves.
yes,
Oh.
yes,
For example, just you said maybe they can print something,
yeah, yeah.
and that we must to talk with other company. Hey, do you want something to
Oh.
print? We can
Yeah.
serve for you.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
And that is social work must do.
Okay, all right. Now let's go back to the research, right? We want to make the research sophisticated enough to make it not just another research. All right. So going back to your research gaps, right? So your research gap that you highlighted just now was that a lot of research just focus on the social workers or mental rehabilitation, right?
Yeah.
So you want to look at how social workers are servicing the mental rehabilitation
Yeah.
method, right?
Yeah.
So you want to say that, be clear, right?
Yeah.
The other one is that you want to look at this as a community intervention research, right? Because it's a community intervention, right? The other one you want to focus is on the rural community, right? Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the scope. That's the scope, right?
Yeah.
The scope of your research, right? That's the scope of research. Now, looking at your research question again. Right? So your research question, you ask, what's your research question? Let's go with your research question. Now we understand it. So the scope is basically, we don't have the papers anymore, not papers now. What do the papers?
Yes, okay.
It's okay. Okay, that's, I just want to, they have papers there. Okay, that's good. So your title later on will have rural community intervention, right? Intervention. You will have that word because it's one of the main contributions of your work, right? Okay. So you want to look at that one, and then you also let's look at your research questions again. This is number 3. Let's go to number 1 again, honey, please. What are the needs of different entities for social work intervention in community rehabilitation and service? What are the specific roles of responsibilities of social workers in community mental rehabilitation service project? Alright. So this is the needs, this is roles and responsibilities. Let's go to the next one. Challenges, barriers. Okay, these are the normal kind of thing. What intervention methods, techniques used for social workers? And how effective are they? Okay. So these are quite standard questions, by the way, about what the needs. You have what the first one was about needs. The second one is about roles and responsibilities. Right?
Yeah.
The third one is about problems and challenges, right?
Yeah. That one is skills
Skills.
and the effectiveness.
Okay. And then you want to know whether it's effective or not.
Yeah.
Effectiveness. Okay.
In fact, when I listed the question, first maybe depend on the gaps.
The what?
The gaps.
The gaps, yeah, okay.
Gaps.
Alright.
And then maybe the mainly I consider is the where I receive all communicate with the government about the project. First step, maybe I must know what do you want. So the needs is the first. And then according to the needs, maybe list the whole plan about the project. Then during this plan, maybe I will consider the role, the responsibility, and then when we do this job or do this work, we may be face the challenges and how to solve the problem. And then what we should supply for the project, case or group work or the other skills. After this, I will consider also the government will consider the effectiveness about the project. So.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna. This what you're doing is a lot there, right? There's a lot there. And you're studying 30, right? You said it's not 30, right?
Sorry.
30
informants.
30 interviews, 30 informants, right?
What's the meaning?
30. You collect from 30.
Oh, yeah, interview.
Yeah, interviews, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember the number. You should remember that too. No, it's not my research, your research. Now, let's. It looks like you're interested in effectiveness, right? This is what you want to study, right?
Yeah.
Effectiveness.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Otherwise,
I think.
oh, there's too many things there. Too many things. Let's reverse this a bit. Do you have cases where you're successful?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. You know cases are successful.
Yeah.
You know cases where you're not successful.
Yeah.
You know too.
Yeah. Maybe, for example, some people after we supply the service, they also don't want to take medicine.
Don't want to?
Take medicine.
Take medicine.
Yeah,
Take medicine. Yeah.
I think this is maybe the case is fair.
Okay. All right. Good. So let's reverse this. All right. Reverse this and say a comparative study of what is it? We can call something like that, right? Successful cases and non-successful cases.
Yeah.
And then reverse it and see what leads to successful cases, what leads to unsuccessful cases. Right? So you reverse it and study, instead of studying forward, you study backward. You know what I mean? So example, you don't have to study effectiveness at the beginning, at the end you study at the beginning. Take 5 cases because this is social work, right?
Yeah.
Versus 5 cases. 5 success
5 unsuccess
cases versus 5 non-successful cases. A comparative study of effectiveness
in rural.
in rural community intervention. Right?
Okay.
Is that okay? Is that right?
I know.
Okay. Compare what you also want to study social services, rural community service, rural social services in rural community intervention, something like that, right? Comparative study between effective versus non-effective cases, something like that, right? Social services, oh, terima kasih. Okay, yeah. Okay. Alright. Sini. Okay, thank you. Next. Okay. Okay. Terima kasih. Right. So we have now, that's investigating social services in rural community interventions.
Yes.
That intervention. Right. Comparative studies. Tentative, like you can improve it later, right? Of effective versus non-effective cases. There. Now, another question. Is social service investigating? You want to use what, group, team?
You mean I choose one of the skills?
Team. Is this team or individual or
Individual. Maybe individual.
individual?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you don't use the term because the team is something unique because it's a group. Investigating group social service. And this is when they do it in group or do individual. Doesn't matter.
I think maybe the individual is okay.
It's okay. Then you don't have to mention in that. So investigating social services in rural community intervention, comparative study of effectiveness and case study in what's the county? The
County Gauteng. T-A-N-G. Yeah. A-N-G. Yeah. Right.
That's your title there. Okay, so now you improve the title that way. Now, so your research gap is now. Okay. Your research gap, right? One is about the rural, right? The other one is community intervention, right? There's a research gap that has not been analyzed, right? But there's another one, mental rehabilitation, right? There's another keyword, investigating social services and mental rehabilitation, right? In rural community intervention. So this is another research gap. You're saying that there's no study that look at both of them so far, right? You're saying that only some people look at social services, some people look at
A few scholars focus on this area.
what is that? Very few.
Yeah.
Very few. Okay. So this is the research gap. So 1, 2, 3, right? So now your research questions right now were so you don't have to study 30. You can study only 2 cases of 10 cases, effective cases, non-effective cases.
Yeah.
Right? So what are the skills? What are the what are the needs, roles, and all that in these 2 cases? Right? So you can get together. So you kind of reverse it. You can compare with this effective and non-effective. Right?
I understand the new topic, but I think it's a little different.
Then why you okay? A little different. Okay, what? Let's look. Hanif, can you go to the topic?
Because I want to study the industry, social work industry.
Industry.
Yeah, social industry. In industry.
That's right. Good.
The industry of social work.
Yeah, the industry of social work innovation in this field.
All right.
Not only one the how to say. Not only
The effectiveness.
not only the effectiveness. Because, for example, nowadays we don't know the government have any idea about our service.
You don't think the government?
Yeah,
Say that again.
I don't think the government have any requirement.
I don't think the government
Have.
It sounds like how, just now.
How.
Not how.
Have.
Is it have? Is that what you said?
We don't know because different government have different requirement about the project.
Have different requirement. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to collect for example, just we say the needs. I think it includes not only the people with mental illness, but also, for example, their family members and the officer in village, the officer in town, and the officer in the civil affairs. I think it's widely used, not only about the case.
Not just the case.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I think if we use this topic is okay, but maybe I don't know. If this topic focus on the family service.
Okay. So you said you are interested to study the social service industry. All right. That's a different thing. And this is not clear when you study the industry too. Right? So you need to use a term to describe what you want to study. So there's a clarity. Is it mapping the social service, social ecology?
Social ecology.
The ecology,
Ecology.
the ecosystem. How about that?
社会经济学。
Ecosystem. Is that? I'm happy to, come up with something that you want to say. No, I'm not going to say that. The ecosystem.
Yeah.
Ecosystem, right?
Ecosystem. Yeah, right.
Ecosystem of social services.
Just I thought maybe if I used the about topic, maybe it also can produce some industry standardization.
Industry what?
Standardization.
Generalization.
Standardization. Yeah. Is that right? For example, when I completed the research, the study, then maybe I can use this study to make some standardization.
Recommendation, you mean?
Standardization.
Standardization.
Yeah, maybe like.
Oh, okay. Some standards.
Yeah. For the because there's no standards.
No standards. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's also why I want to do this research.
Okay. Now the whys are coming up. Before this, the why were not coming up. So what do you want to study? That's the important thing. What is it you want to study? From the title, it's not clear. So you want to come up with some standardization
Maybe in the future.
In the field of social service, when you say standardization, you mean policy?
Yeah.
Policy.
Yeah. I think that this is very important, and it maybe is significant to promote the whole industry.
The
Yeah.
whole social service industry, and now it's become an industry, okay, or institution. This is, the whole research is somewhat different right now because you want to look at a different thing right now, and not that last time we talked about the skills, the skills, the roles, and that. Now you want to look at the standardization. So, when you say standardization of policy, right? What are you looking at all aspects of social service or one particular area? You want to look at all of them.
Sorry.
You want to look at all of them, right?
No. Just in this field, just in mental rehabilitation.
Mental rehabilitation.
I think this topic is okay because when we serve service, you use the casework.
Yeah.
It's also include family service, community service, and other service. Maybe after this research, also can produce standardization.
You can come up with recommendation at the end,
Yeah.
So you have findings, right?
Yeah.
The findings, you have analysis of the findings of what is effective, what's not effective.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's okay.
Right? So you have that, right? You have the results, and so the proof of effectiveness is not yours.
Yeah.
You already have effective cases and non-effective cases, right?
Yeah.
You can define that, however you define it. And then now you're going to find out what makes it effective, what makes it not effective, right?
Yeah.
So
the process is very important.
Yeah. So you have findings, you have analysis. The standardization can come in your chapter under recommendation, discussion chapter.
Yeah.
So you're not tied, you're not trapping yourself, right? Into finding the standardization. The standardization is for the discussion section.
Okay.
And you have a lot of flexibility to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But is this your research you want to do? This is not my research, this is your research, right? This must be your research. Is this what you want to study? Is it? Okay.
Hey, I think this study, just last time you had told me this topic is only for POL 500. Maybe if I do the research, I want to choose another one. Last time you listed for me.
Sunshine something, right?
Yeah. The value how to effective the social value. I think I want to choose that one.
You want to choose that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe this is about the service. That is about the management. I think.
Okay, that's management. True, that's management. Yeah. So, that's more focus.
Yeah. So this one maybe only for the POL 500.
All right. Okay. I didn't know that. I talked about POL 500. The two researchers so next time. God.
But maybe it was impossible. I think I want to write a paper about this topic.
Okay.
Maybe not for the thesis. Maybe about the paper published.
Just for publication.
Okay. Alright. Welcome back. I told you. told you, come.
Oh.
I told you, Mutani follows the Iraqi time.
Let me check the time and back that.
I was sitting here. You're with PSM too?
She's the new student in computer science.
With political science?
No, computer science.
Computer science. AI.
Yeah. So she told me to help her for a checkup. She just.
Oh, medical check-up.
Yeah, medical
At
checkup.
Pusat
Okay,
Center.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Sampris.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for this.
Yeah. I know they follow the Iraqi time. See, in Malaysia and China, we have the same time zone.
My supervisor, Dr. Muhammad. And it's my colleagues from China.
And Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Bali. From Bali.
From Bali. So Bali area or just.
Okay. So Jim, this is for P1500.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I thought this is for his research just now. Also thinking about PhD level and all that. This is for P1500.
Just for fun, bro. Just for fun.
That 3-minute thing.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. If I know that, I will make it much simpler than this.
Maybe not only for PhD. I think it's very
For
important
people,
for my job.
Okay, right.
Maybe in the future, I will follow your advice to produce some standardization.
Yes, you could. At the end, you can, yeah.
Just because just because related to Jing's work, he may create a standard for a province.
Yeah, as I told you, I believe the battle for standards is the important battle for us right now, because if we do not come up with standards, just like my lecture last time, right? Somebody else will come up with their standards and ask us to take their standards in.
Yeah.
And that somebody usually is the West, right? Because they are good at coming up with what's the best for the rest of the world, and we follow our standards.
Yeah, for example, maybe this field in other countries is very Euro, I think.
Very
Europe.
European,
Eurocentric.
Eurocentric, yeah.
这就是社会工作介入这些领域很正常，怎么说？
Euro,
就是社会工作介入这些领域其实在西方国家已经很常态化。
And in like the Western country, social workers do this kind of a service, so we're just going to be, they have more experience, and this is things that was well developed.
Yes.
So our standard we just but our standard.
中国很难。
But in China we don't have this kind of things, and things in the social worker we're just going to be imported into China. So not so many years.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this kind of Chinese wisdom can help the people to understand, and maybe the global South countries how to stand localization, social work standards.
Yes. Okay. Since you talk about that a bit, I'm going to do a bit of decolonization. Some decolonization exercise here. Right, okay. In sociology, we have something called the sociology of work or sociology of profession, right? So in sociology of work or sociology of profession, right? What used to be a common ownership of knowledge, right? The professionalization will make it private. Private.
What's the?
是人不是
哦
是人的
private. Sorry.
That's right. What is private V? Private. Yeah. Okay. So example, right? Doctors, medicine, right? Long time ago, we go through some training, especially Chinese medicine, like Eugene's ancestors. They will learn, right? There's no formalization process, right? But now the process of professionalization is formalization, and those who do not go through that formalization are not considered as doctors. In fact, if you practice as doctor, you can go up and can go to jail, right? Because you're not a professional doctor. Same with lawyers, same with accountants, same with engineers.
Yeah.
Before the community, the villagers can come and build bridges, and then you have the local wisdom of that. Before, you don't need a psychiatrist. Right? Right? Psychiatrist, what psychiatrist? 社会学,
Psychiatrist, just 精神病学。
精神病 OK 啊，神经病啊，对。right.
精神医生。
Yeah. Go back 200 years ago, right? The psychiatrist is the mother, the grandmother, the grandfather, the uncles, the community, right?
Yeah.
Now psychiatry has become a profession.
Yeah.
And you cannot practice psychiatry unless you go through this professionalization. And that knowledge has become privatized. Right?
Yeah.
And you want to become a doctor, you pay to become a doctor, right? You go to medical school, very expensive, right? Right? So the strength of social science and social science is to be able to be critical of what society is doing.
Yeah.
Right? So now social work has been there 1,000 years, 2,000 years ago in China, right? People are helping people all this while, right? But when the West come and they created this thing called social work as a profession, right? If you want to become social worker, you got to be professional social worker. And that debate in Malaysia is just the last 5-10 years they have that debate. I was in that debate, so our dean, the social science dean, was a social work dean. She wants it to be professionalized. I was within another organization who offers social services, right? They've been helping people, but they are not social workers. So there's a contestation between professional social workers and non-professional social workers. That now is moving towards professional social workers. So I would like you to be aware of that professionalization discourse, literature, of how professionalization is also leading to exclusion of knowledge. So I don't know how to advise Hanif. I'm not a psychiatrist, right? I do not know how to advise my son. I'm not a psychiatrist, right? So I hire a psychiatrist to advise my son now, right? 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 I don't know how to, build my house. I'm not an engineer.
It's something like kind of capitalism.
It is a kind of capitalism, yeah. But this one, because before capitalism, right? So that like the lawyers, right? How did they define law as their authority? Only they can practice law, because at one point in time they were part of the aristocrats. The king had aristocrats around it. They decide, we know about the merchant's law, how to go to the sea and what the law is and all that. They created a space that this is mine. You cannot enter this space. You want to enter this space? You pay. Go and learn. We teach you. We go through, and you come and work in my company for 2 years as an apprentice first, right? Lawyers do that. Accountants do that, right? You get housemanship, right? They work at a very low wage, right? Very low wage, very low salary, right? To become accountants, you go and work in a company for 6 months or 1 year, whatever. A very low wage, right? Below minimum wage, right? This is how the professionalization of knowledge occurs. And they say, you cannot enter my space. Privatization of knowledge too. So we as social scientists need to be able to be critical of stuff like that too. Right? Including sociology or social science. So we should be able to critique ourselves, right? Are we calling us an exclusive group, or we allow people to come into. But in social science, everyone have their own opinion, so it's a matter, right? Politics, you go to the cafe, coffee shop, everyone is a politician there, everyone is a political scientist there, right? But now, this is where computer science became interesting, right? Computer science, all this while, has been a professional field, right? But now, kids can do political science, computer science.
Yeah.
They can do hacking, they can do other. So
Better than.
they can do better. Like my son was advising my brother, right? My brother said, you know, now you can use ChatGPT to create articles. Now I said to him, my brother, Muhammad Rizal, right? Said, no, I can double check your AI. I can check ChatGPT. Then he said, no, you have another software to scramble that so that you cannot detect it.
Wow.
I said, how do you know? Your son told me. So my son told me, my son was like 2-3 steps ahead of this, right? So what happened to Google and Microsoft? They don't look at qualification anymore. They say, you can do this, they go through an interview process. If you can deliver this, we'll hire you. That's how, so there's a, computer science is going through a deprofessionalization process right now.
Yeah.
So you do not need to be a professional.
فهمتي؟
Okay.
يكون أعمق أكثر بالبروفيشنال.
يقول لك ماكو تخصص كمبيوتر ساينس الاطفال ممكن يسوون شغلات افضل من المتخصصين. ليش؟ من خبره تجي الامور. مو التخصص مو فشي يعني التخصص مو فشي يعني معيار تام. ممكن من الخبره الانسان يكون
We
افضل.
have a chance to listen to Arabic language. It's not Mandarin, right? Yeah, so computer science is going through a deprofessionalization process.
Yeah.
So
I remember when the Trump, when he was president.
this one let's go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say.
Yes, he said sometime one thing. He said, "I don't accept the degree right now. I accept the expertise." People.
Yes.
And also the pre-marketing criticize him in this way because this will fit the universities.
Yes.
But I think he is right somehow because he is like capital person. Businessman person. So why? Because now the people, most the young people especially in the Europe, they don't go to university. They decide they focus on something. And will be expertise in this one, and he can collect money.
Yes. The YouTuber or something.
Huh?
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Still, I still do that.
Okay, come on. Pass down. Thank you. You've been.
I didn't finish the passing.
Okay. What time is it? Oh, 11:30. Okay. Jim. Okay, now we should move to Jane. Jane is. I think Jane is in there. All right. All right. We are taking break. Waiting brochure.
Press start now.
Long time no see, but your Bilibili account is still upgrading.
Speaking about 3 months, I just do the gender equality and feminism. This is my topic, the role of corporate social responsibility in Chinese social media companies.
Okay.
An in-depth analysis of
Hold on.
gender equality, feminism, advocacy in second-tier
The
cities.
role of corporate. Okay.
Too long. Role of corporations in CSO.
When that's gender equality, feminism. All right.
Yeah, the first part, the first 3 chapters into my slides. The first first chapter is the introduction, and 1.1 is the introduction as well. The CSR is a fundamental responsibility that companies need to care about. And media companies are no exception. In China, social media platforms such as Weibo, WeChat, Douyin, and Red have not only changed communication and information dissemination, but also have taken on significant social responsibilities. These platforms not only have become powerful tools that shape public opinion and influence societal trends, with their vast user base and ability to disseminate information directly, they have transformed how people communicate, shape ideas, and consume. But also have addressed the critical societal issues such as gender equality and feminism at work. So those are the basic information of the main social media in China. First one is Weibo. It is often referred as the Chinese Twitter. Has over 500 million active users who engage in various social and political actions. WeChat, a multi-faceted platform integrating messaging, social media, and payment service, have over 1.2 billion monthly active users. Douyin is the Chinese TikTok as a short video platform. Is a short video platform that has become a cultural phenomenon used by 800 million Chinese people. And Red is called 小红书 the last one. A lifestyle and e-commerce platform is particularly popular among Chinese women, providing a space to share experience, reviews, and recommendations on a wide range of topics, including beauty, fashion, wellness, and there are over 300 million users.
Red is like Alibaba,
Instagram.
Red is like Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram, yeah, I think it's kind of Instagram.
Kind of
It's more
Instagram.
commercial.
Yeah.
The Chinese version of Instagram.
Just show some ideas or give suggestions and
Only pictures, right?
yeah.
Pictures, many pictures.
Picture and some article related to the picture. Actually, as a male's perspective, on the brand, this platform, which is full of the fake news.
For women,
Not just for women use, it's just more popular in female. But actually, I found that there were just could be some kind of fake news, too many fake news in there.
Okay.
Most of which is going to be the advertisement and propaganda or something like that. Sorry, that's my perspective.
Okay. All right, continue, Jay.
It's kind of Instagram and Alibaba connected with them. It can sell the stuffs, and it can just share likes.
Train is dark.
Okay, next page.
小红 what we call 小红书 the red book
Not that.
the red book okay
Okay, these platforms have initiated various CSR campaigns promoting gender equality and supporting women's rights. For instance, Weibo has hosted numerous campaigns advocating for women's empowerment and has provided a platform for feminist voices. WeChat has facilitated educational programs and wellness campaigns about gender issues, utilizing its network for broader impact. Douyin has used its influence to create short videos related to gender equality, reaching millions of users with powerful messages. Red, 小红书 has created communities where women can freely discuss and share their experiences, promoting a sense of solidarity and support among its users. So, despite these efforts, gender inequality remains a significant issue in China, especially in second-tier cities such as Nanchang, Xiamen, Changsha. This kind of cities are my research cities. I should focus on this kind of cities where traditional gender roles and areas are more pronounced. This study aims to explore how the CSR activities of Chinese social media companies influence gender equality and feminism advocacy, particularly focusing on their societal impact on women in these cities. By examining the strategies, implementations, and outcomes of these CSR initiatives, this research a comprehensive understanding of their effectiveness and challenges. So my research questions have, I just listed many research questions. The first one, what specific actions are included in the strategies of Chinese social media platforms for those social media platforms to promote gender equality and feminism? These actions carried out on these platforms. The second question is, what are the specific effects of CSR activities by Chinese social media on promoting the social status and gender awareness of women in second-tier cities? How do these effects differ from those in the first tier? The third question is, how do CSR initiatives of Chinese social media platforms help promote gender equality within the companies and among their users, especially regarding the work environment and career opportunities? This kind of the fourth, what are the main challenges that Chinese social media companies face when promoting gender equality through CSR? How do these challenges differ in the context of second-tier cities? I just compare many different kinds of cities. The fifth question is, how do user interaction and community these are the research questions. And the next page is the research objectives. Is it connection with the questions? So I think I can, yeah, okay. Next page is the problem statement. Global process in promoting gender equality, China, especially second-tier cities, still face significant gender inequality due to the unchanged traditional norms and socioeconomic barriers. China media platforms have a substantial influence and can drive social change through CSR initiatives. These platforms have implemented various CSR strategies to promote gender equality and feminism. However, the specific actions completing the effectiveness and the challenges faced in second-tier cities contexts remain unapplauded. This study aims to investigate the CSR actions of Chinese social media platforms, their impact on gender equality, and the unique challenging these initiatives in diverse urban settings. These are the significant of study. This research can contribution to the academic literature and has practical insights for social media companies. Of course, it has also have some positive influence for the policy implications and the empowerment of women in second-tier cities. And the research will do some strategic development for CSR initiatives in the social media platforms, and it can enhance the female community building. Those are the significant of the study, of my study. The limitation, the research focused on the social media companies in China, which may limit the generalization of the findings to other industries or regions. And the study's scope is restricted to the second-tier cities. And the second tier, there are so many second-tier cities in China. I just picked 3 of them, so which might not fully capture the diversity of the experiences and impacts across the different urban contexts in China. The data collection may fail just due to the limited access to the proprietary information from social media companies. Maybe it's very hard to get the CSR information. Okay, the next part is the literature review. I just put my variable in this form. The first part is I just focus on 4 parts: the CSR, the social media, the feminism advocacy, and gender equality. And I just put them into small aspects. The CSR, including the definition of CSR and CSR in China, and the social media there, it includes the development of social media around the world and the social media in China. And next, I connect with the CSR and the social media, the CSR of social media around the world, and the CSR of social media in China. Yes, and the feminism advocacy is the includes the history of feminism in China, feminism on social media. The 4th part is the gender equality around the world, the difference of gender equality in Chinese first cities and the second-tier cities, and the influence of gender equality on social media. I just make this kind of literatures and the theory. It should be conceptual framework. I will use more than 4 theory, research, field theory, and Marxist, feminist theory, and gender theory, and the stakeholder theory. I will use this for my study. The gap, the research gap. First gap is the neglect of second-tier cities. Existing research predominantly focus on the first-tier cities, overlooking the unique dynamics of second-tier cities. And the intersection of CSR and gender equality Limited studies explore the specific role of CSI in promoting gender equality within Chinese social media companies. The third one is the feminism advocacy. Insufficient analysis of how CSR initiatives in social media companies and impact feminism advocacy in second-tier cities. The fourth part is the impact on local communities. A gap in understanding the effects of CSR practice on gender equality and the feminism movement within the different social and economic context of second-tier cities. This is how the research gap. And managing part. Yeah, I would use the qualitative research. It includes 3 parts. The first part is the content analysis. The contents on different social media platforms in China. The analysis will focus on what and how does the content show about feminism and gender equality. Examine how these contents are constructed and accessing the role of CSR in this process. The second part is in-depth interview. In-depth interviews will be conducted within 6 social media influencers, 6 women social media users, and 6 men social media users in second-tier cities in China to gain deeper insights into these issues. Maybe this is not enough, but I will change. Third part is the questionnaire. Questionnaire will be conducted to gather data from 200 social media users about their perception of CSR practices, their impact on feminism and gender equality. Okay, those are the contents about female on Weibo. The first is why so many things that I didn't finish the last page. Okay, this is a video. Those are the influencers on Red and Weibo and campaigns that related to the feminism and gender equality. So I will pay more attention to the contents of this of the contents on social media and do the research about it. Yes, there should be a video. There should be a video, but I think it cannot play on this slide. Okay, thank you very much. I can't hear anything. Sorry, I can't hear anything. Is there something wrong with my phone?
Nothing wrong.
Computer?
Okay.
Can hear now. Thank you.
All right, welcome, Jane. I think your phone or one of the things there's an echo to your phone. You're gonna turn off something there.
Mute from her side, I think.
All right.
I can hear her.
Hold on, yeah, there's an echo. So I can hear my voice. Coming back.
Okay, I can hear. Oh,
Or maybe Hani is doing something here to help you. I hope.
Can you mute from her side? The mute of her side.
I think is it speaker maybe?
Yes.
So I can hear my voice echoing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you and you can hear ourselves and talking back to us.
Are you? Oh. Are you using two audios?
Audio, I think.
Okay, yeah. You just use one audio.
Yeah. Just use one audio. Use one. You turn it off. If you use one device, you use the other device of the speaker. Yeah, turn off one of the speakers.
My network is not stable. I think the ladder is not stable.
PC and device.
Are you using two devices?
Yeah.
If you are using two devices, turn off one of them. The audio in one of them, you turn it off.
I think it's okay now.
It's okay on your side, it's not okay on our side.
Tell her.
I can hear myself speaking back to me.
Send her message.
Echo.
Didn't understand.
Echo is echoing back. You know echo? What's echo in Chinese then?
回声。
回声。
你把你那个音量的输入，你把它调一下，你那个电脑的音量输入，
Tell her use one device.
可以了。
可以了啊 ，OK 啊。
No, because she.
你把你那个音量的输入改成那个啥本机麦克风输入，不要用那个电脑的音频，会改吗？
但是在系统里。
他用的是不是那个电脑
Yeah, no, it's fine now. That's okay.
你要确定他用的是 Mac 还是 Windows？
Okay, thank you. That's good. All right, Jane, you got it. Wow, where do we start? Yeah, you have a lot of layers in your research here. Where do we start? Now, that's the title. The role of corporate CSR in Chinese social media companies, in-depth analysis of gender equality, feminism, advocacy in second-tier cities. All right. We go to the next slide. We will revisit the title later on. The next slide, and the next one. Okay, the next one. Where is it that there's one slide that you were focusing on. That's the one. That's the right one. The one with the Taliban picture there. Yeah, woman of power there.
You're a woman of power.
At least as a woman, if it's a man, it's dangerous. Okay, this is if I capture correctly, this is the essence of what you want to study, right? How the CSR activities in Chinese social media companies influence gender equality and feminism advocacy, particularly focusing on their societal impact on women in these cities. And you're referring to the second-tier cities. So you are interested to study CSR activities in social media and how they influence or what is the connection with gender equality and feminism advocacy. Also, we want to look at the societal impact on women in these cities. All right. Let's start to make it simple first before we make it more complex. Yeah, Jane, because you have a lot going on here. You have cities. You have 3 cities. You have social media. You have 4 social media platforms. And,
Yes.
yeah, and then your conceptual framework, by the way, you got to improve the spelling, yeah, it's not framework, it's framework. The spelling later on, but you need to work on that. You have like 4 different theories, big, huge theories too, right? So let's look at the essence of what you want to study first. So you're definitely interested in the social media analysis, right? Jay? You're interested.
Yeah.
That's an important part. You're also interested to look at the connection. Okay, Chang got to leave. You're also interested to look at the social media and the idea of gender equality or feminism advocacy. So you're looking at that part of CSR activities, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you are interested to look at impact on women too, right? Okay, your impact on women. Now, let's make this study manageable, yeah, manageable, because you can study this from many different angles, right? I think last time Jonathan was studying something similar to yours. He was studying about the elderly, the senior influencers and all that. Okay, you are very. Are you interested to analyze between the two? Yeah, you're interested to look at the company's point of view or the women, the impact on women. Which one are you more interested to study?
I think I focus on the women, the feminism.
Okay, good.
More interested.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which makes it much more manageable too. So you can look at the idea of the impact. You can look at the idea of how is it been affecting, influencing, impacting the women by studying the women themselves, right? You can look at that, right? I will remove certain things from your research to make it simple, and then you can expand it later on if you want to. I will remove the men. If you're interested about the women, then we remove the men, unless you're interested in to see the comparative effect between men and women. If you're not interested to look at the comparative effect of men and women, then focus on women. Then you have your research can be expanded and go deep into the connection with women, right? Unless you're interested in that. Are you interested to do a comparative one, or you are interested to look at the women more so?
I think if I comparing the two part of it, I think the data will be more easier to collect. So comparing with her, and I think the feminism is not only about women, it's also about the men. Yes, I think I need to get some ideas from the men part, the respect from the men, the feminism, including it.
Agree that feminism and gender equality is not just women, it's men. So it's not about the social group. I'm asking, what are you interested in? So if you're interested in the comparative one, then you got to include the men as well. Are you interested in the comparative one?
Okay.
Are you interested in the other one?
Yeah, comparing.
Okay, you're interested in the other one. So right, yeah. Of course, you can. If you're talking about gender, there's more than 2 genders. There's the transgender, the LGBTQ, almost gender. But if you're looking just to look at Because we're talking about gender studies right now, right? So we are looking at men and women, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to go deeper inside, right? Further, right? You look at these two groups of people who are in second tier city, right? Second tier city.
The city, do you think 3 cities is enough?
We'll get to that. We will get to that because China is a huge country there, right? So certainly, if you want to talk about representativeness, 3 cities is not enough. But we are not talking about representativeness now. We are scoping your research, and then if you're talking about representativeness, then we definitely you won't be able to cover it with 3 cities. Not 4 cities, not 5 cities, not 10 cities, right? You need more than 10 cities to cover, to generalize the whole of China. So we are not talking about generalization right now. We are talking about something else. So we will talk about that. So a comparative study between men and women in the second tier cities, right? Okay, you have that clear too. Just okay. I'm asking you. I'm not saying that you should do this. When I ask you, I'm asking you what you want to do, right? Not that you must do what I'm telling you to do. This is your research. You got to do what you want to do. Now, you are also interested in the connection between the CSR activities and the comparative study on men and women vis-a-vis feminism advocacy and gender equality advocacy only, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, now, and now we remember our first task right now is to make it manageable, right? Make it manageable. Now, you have 4 social media platforms. Are you going to look at all 4 social media platforms or?
This is what I thought about it as well.
Yeah.
I think for platforms is too more powerful for me. I plan to use the red, but red it has more female than male. So I don't think it has this function for being the thing that I should do research or not. And another question is that the red is changing. It is changing into the Douyin.
Red is changing to Douyin, which is TikTok.
Yeah.
The Chinese TikTok.
Just because the red, we're just trying to transform the business mode to provide a more video content.
Okay. Well, because TikTok is the fastest growing social media, right?
Yeah, that's how the modern capitalism trying to focus which one can bring this kind of attractive. We're just invest.
Yeah, just like Instagram trying to copy TikTok. Yeah. So Red is trying to copy Douyin. Oh, okay. Same thing. Okay, so you will need to justify which social media platform you want to adopt, right? And in choosing that justification, you will want to align to 3 things. Number 1 is data, access to data. Do you have access to data? Very important, and you have the access to data. Which one will allow you to have the best access to data? Then that should be criteria number 1. Criteria number 2, the type of data that you can access, which is in this case the feminism and the gender equality advocacy. So which one do you think have more of that you want to choose? that particular one. That will give you more data. So access the data, more data, richness of data, right? And then the point that you raised just now about certain platform would have more, too many or more overwhelmingly more of a particular gender than the other one. I think, I'm not sure you have 50-50 for all of them, but you can have certain balance, right? So the third consideration is the idea of some balance between those two, because if the red is like Instagram, yeah, the males tend to be less users as far as posting. They might be watching, but they don't post as many. Maybe posting, they may be watching, because in Instagram, and I suppose in red, there'll be more women present in there. So men might be watching that one too. Am I right or wrong? Yes, no? I don't know, because red is in China. Eugene?
Yeah, of course, the man, they like to watch the women pictures or video.
Yeah. What is red? It's like Instagram in China, right? Men will watch it more than post on it.
It could be some kind of image of the customer behavior.
So that's my concern, Jade, is that the platform itself might not discriminate by policy, but discriminate because of the preferences, right? So there's certain, I won't say that, but I suppose I can say that. Only certain type of men like to post and put their picture on the phone, like Instagram, right? Maybe certain platforms tend to be much more balanced, and you want to choose that platform. So you optimize between those three things, like I said, which one will allow you to have access to data, the type of data that you want, and the balance of informants or respondents that you want to get your data from. Yeah, I think 4 a bit too many for you to analyze. Right? Now, unless you feel that between these 4, you make an argument that, like, what's Twitter in China? Is it Weibo? Is it what?
Weibo.
Weibo, okay. Men tend to use more Weibo in China, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you can say, well,
It's not common use, I think. Weibo now is not common use.
Yeah.
I think most people, because I don't use it for frequently.
did you use or
I
not?
use the red.
I think there are lots of people use.
There you go. There you have two perspectives. Yeah. That's how the world has been divided.
那我可能更古老一点，我用百度自挖的。
Huh?
用的很多。
Oh, that's okay. You can say.
You can say,
Okay.
Also, I think as the government, some government also use this app.
This Weibo.
Yeah.
Okay. So Weibo tend to be much more male. Red tend to be much more female, I suppose. Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. So you can make that, and as I said, 1 is enough, but you want to take 2, you can come up with some justification. You say that because Weibo, men tend to be more in Weibo compared to women, whereas for red, women tend to be more in red than men. Maybe, I don't know. You can't justify this, right? I'm not answering this question. I'm just saying that this is a possible justification, right? Just a possible justification.
Yes.
Or you can say, look, in the second tier city, there's more people using Weibo and red. you got to come up with justification. It must be strong justification why you choose those platforms, right? Why are there so many platforms in this two or this one platform you got to go? Then, so I would say the most you go is two because there's a lot of data to analyze. I think because one alone is a lot. Two would be okay, and number you got to manage the data. So comparative study between men and women, and then choose two platforms. I will go for two platforms, and you're looking at the perspective of the users, of the netizens. Right? You're looking at the perspective of netizens, right? So what does it mean? It means that if you have your research questions, let's go to your research question right now. Yeah. Let's look at your research questions.
Too many questions.
Yeah. By the way, I will need to, as I said, 30, but now it's almost 30. So you look at your research questions now. Jane, you look at the. Can you make it bigger? All right. What specific actions are included in corporate social responsibility strategies in Chinese social media platforms? Okay. What you do, Jade, is that you ask questions that can only be answered by the men users and the women users. Right? So the first question here: what specific actions are included in CSR strategy in Chinese social media platforms? You might not be able to cover all the CSR activities because we don't know what kind of CSR activities they implement in their workplace, in their marketing, in their purchasing policies, in their hiring, in the ownership structure, in their promotional activities, right? You do not know that, right? And it'd be very challenging for you to get data from that one. But since you are focusing more on the user's point of view, so you can ask the users, what actions do you see as CSR activities from the platform? So you can ask that one, or you want to reverse it. If it's not an inductive or abductive, if it's deductive, then you got to identify what the CSR activities of the companies and ask the users, right? So this is where there's a distinction between inductive, abductive, or deductive or retroductive for the matter, right? So it's up to you whether you want to identify the CSR activities yourself, or you want the users, you want to probe the users, you want to maybe ask some sensitizing concepts of the users. What do you think of the CSR activities? They might have certain views, might have certain views. Then you can say, how about this, how about that, how about this, how about that, you can do that. So you are not going to identify all the company's CSR activities. You are not going to do that because you're studying from the perspective of the users. Plus, it's going to be crazy for you to study both sides, right? You don't want to do that. But, so question number one, you've got to relook at it and then reassess how you're going to change this question so that it is from the perspective of the users. Question number two, what are the specific effects CSR activities by China on the social media? Okay, this is something you are interested in, right? From what I read from here from your presentation. Number two is actually the essence of your research. Right? So
Yes.
Here is where you want to expand this question, right? You want to ask, if you can expand this question, you will want to expand this question. So when we talk about effects, there are 2, 3, 4 types of effects. One is informational. Have they changed their views? Have they changed them? Before they do not know, now they know. That's informational change, right? Informational effect. That's information, level 1, or one level, one dimension. Second level, another dimension is attitudinal change. Before they're indifferent, they don't care about gender equality. Now they care about gender equality. That's attitudinal change, right? So they feel that women have been discriminated, or small men with small head are being discriminated by women bosses. So they want to have gender equality for small men with small head, right? So they have this awareness right now. So there's a attitudinal change. So that's a second level of effect. The third one is behavioral. Have they changed? Have they done anything? Last time only the man washes dishes at home. Now the woman washes dishes at home too. Right? Something like that. Okay. Before only the women go to war. Now men go to war as well. Right? Okay. I'm just wondering what's this whole discussion a bit, different discourse a bit, right? So before it used to be the men taking up Yong Chun Quan, right? Now women taking up Yong Chun Quan defend the men also, right? So gender equality now, right? So behaviorally, the wives come forward to defend the husband, right? Get into punches, right? Flying kicks, learn Bruce Lee and all that, right? Right? Okay, that the behavioral change, right? Another behavioral change. Last time, only women want to set up nursery, babysitting company, nurseries, right? Now men want to set up nurseries too. All men nurseries. All men.
All men.
All men. Only the nursery, right?
All men.
The babysitter, they're all men.
Okay.
All men.
These are men.
All men. Yeah.
Not women.
Not women. Right.
Okay.
That's me. The men more cute than women.
Is that
So
possible?
you get what I'm saying, like Jane. So there's a informational change. That's one effect. Attitudinal change. There's another effect. Behavioral change. There's another effect. Right. So there's different types of changes for gender equality, for feminism, whatever that, right? But the fourth type of change, which you can include or not include, which is what we call a structural change. So they're making policy or making certain things that are more permanent, but maybe in this case it's not relevant. So it's like, so if I give an example of smoking, right? Informational change is like this. Before, I don't know how to stop smoking. Now I know. There are 5 ways to stop smoking. Step 1, put the cigarette next to durian. Right. So that the durian smells like cigarette, or the cigarette smells like durian. So when you smoke cigarette, now it's like I cannot smoke cigarette anymore, right?
Oh, that's
There's one So what is informational? Before you do not know, now you know. Or do not. Last time I think smoking is good. Now I know smoking is bad. Oh, I just realized that, right? That's information. Second, like attitudinal change. Before, I feel that I don't care when I smoke. I don't care. Now I care. My smoking is actually bad. There's attitude. There's change of heart, right? Emotional change, right? The third is behavioral. Last time I smoked 20 cigarettes a day. Now I smoke 10 cigarettes a day. That's behavioral change. The fourth change is structural or impact change. Before I used to cough a lot. Now I cough very little.
Okay.
That's the impact of informational change, attitudinal change, behavioral change lead to the fourth change, which is the impact of the cumulative change. So there's a higher level of change. Right? So last time I have high blood pressure, now I have low blood pressure because I stopped smoking. And I start smoking shisha, right? So shisha is better than smoke or whatever. Before I was smoking, now I use weed, right? Weed, I go to weed, marijuana. So before I was coughing, now I'm very high, I'm happy. It's an effect from change number 1, number 2, number 3. It's also change, but maybe the wrong change. Maybe the wrong change. So there are 4 levels. At least talk about the 3 levels, right? Jane, you got it?
Yes, I know from yes.
So this is
What's the change? Just the change for the social media influence. The man and the women to change for the gender equality.
That's right. The actors. So this is where you want to expand because you are interested in this one, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go back to your bigger picture, which is the second tier city, right?
Second tier city.
Second tier city. Since you are interested to do comparative study, would you be interested to study whether there's a difference between second tier and first tier, between Shanghai, Beijing, and what's the second tier city? Shenzhen. Guangzhou. Okay. Shanghai. Hong Kong is second tier. Hong Kong? Not quite second tier. Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so, alright.
Hong Kong.
Because Hong Kong is like super tier city or something, right? Never mind, don't complicate. So you can actually include the first year as a comparative study as well. So you will actually have 4 sampling from 4 groups. The men from first year, the men from second year, the women from first year, the women from second tier city. Then that be enough if you want to. But if you don't want to, it's fine too. But since you are interested to look at the second tier and you're interested to look at comparative study, then you can compare between 4 groups of people there.
It is more interesting because the gender equality is different from the tier cities.
Yes.
I think especially in Shanghai or in Shenzhen, it's totally different from the first and the second. And the job.
The job too.
The business,
the economic condition. Shanghai would be higher class, more Western maybe. More
Western. More feminism.
Yeah, more Western. Okay.
More feminist.
Women have more power in Shanghai.
Women have more power. Okay.
It's a Western.
Okay.
How about Inner Mongolia?
Mongolia.
Inner Mongolia.
That's mean.
In the Mongolian city.
Mongol. Inner Mongol. What's a Mongol?
You mean this province or
The province.
people in Japan?
The people in
People of Mongolia.
In that province?
in the province. I thought Mongolian women are very strong.
Yeah.
Huh? No. Yeah, they can do the archery thing. They can ride the horses. They can slaughter. They can slaughter animals, the sheep, and sometimes people as well.
No.
No, I'm just exaggerating. But the Mongolian women are strong women there, right?
They invaded Arab.
Oh, the biggest
people in the world.
They are the biggest empire, right? People talk about Genghis Khan, right? It's the biggest. They spread to Asia, the whole of Asia. Came to our part of the world too. The Asia, Southeast Asia. There was war going on as well. I want to invade. There's a whole the Majapahit fought against them too.
They invaded Baghdad.
They invaded Baghdad too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
1285.
yeah,
1285.
that's why we have the Shah Rukh Khan, the Kublai Khan, Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan, Holako.
Yeah, that's why we have it.
Timur Link. This is his son.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
no, Shah Rukh Khan is the actor, the Bollywood actor.
Yeah.
Right, that's why we have the Khan there.
Khan, yeah,
the
Khan.
Khan. We also have Khan over here, Ivory.
Yeah.
Ivory, the kebab place is also Khan, right?
Yeah. But this is used in Pakistan, I think.
Pakistan, because they come to Pakistan too.
Yeah, he came from this area, from China, and invaded all this area to Baghdad. The Abbasid Khilafat, he fought because of him. At that time, and he was savage. He killed everything. Destroyed everything. Yeah.
But they did not burn, right? They just
I don't know, but he killed everything.
kill.
Without mercy.
Yeah.
Because they are Bedouin. No meat. Yeah,
I'm sure they don't do themselves as that. So it's okay.
so we call this.
But they're
white
good,
no meat.
they're good riders, archers.
White no meat.
When they came to China, they conquered China. They kissed the land, right? Right? The Mongolian, when they conquered China, they kissed the land.
Kiss the land.
They kissed the land, yeah.
Why?
Because they love land.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, I remember that I learned it from Chinese history also. When they conquered, they kissed the land.
But I haven't just go to that province.
There's Inner Mongolia and there's Mongolia separate, right?
Yeah.
Inner Mongolia is part of China. Mongolia is separate country.
Hey.
Understood?
Yeah, separate country. Yeah. There's Mongolia. There's so Inner Mongolia.
Inner Mongolia is a
Why Mongo? Yeah. But anyway, I'm just joking. But the assumption being, the point that I'm joking, but I'm half joking because the assumption that traditional societies where women are weak are not necessarily true, right? In some traditional societies, women are strong. In Indonesia, there's one ethnic group, a very big ethnic group too, right? Where the wealth is controlled by the women. When the matriarchy, yeah. So when they pass away, they pass the wealth to the women, to the daughters, not the men. I happen to be part of that same ethnic group, by the way, from it's called the Minang, right? This research would be a good one, Jane, to test the idea or find out whether second tier women tend to be more submissive, subordinate, subservient to men or not, or they have their own feminist ideas or own gender equality ideas, right? Right. So by having the four groups, okay. All right. Now, one of the things I like you to pursue, right, in your methodology is to decide what research strategy you're going to use. You got to study it. You got to study whether you're going to do it abductive, inductive, or deductive, right? And then you study that and look at the book that we recommended, the Norman Blakey's book, and decide what methodology you want to use, right? Because that would determine to what extent the theories are relevant or not relevant, which theory is relevant or not relevant, right? And I think 4 theories are a bit too many. You can study them, but if I do not want to delve into that yet because you need to be clear of what methodology you want to use, right? Can I look at the rest? Research question number 4 and 5 just to see.
How about the questionnaire? The questionnaire with quantitative is something for me is not clear. Because questionnaire belongs to the quantitative.
Yeah, so this can be sequential. It can be sequential. So number 4, identify and understand the main challenges faced by Chinese social media in promoting. So number 4, if you're studying from the perspective of the informants, of the users, then the 4 should not be included, but you can discuss it in the chapter under discussions. So if you put it under research question, you got to answer them with accuracy, right? Number 4, I recommend you remove it, but you can still discuss it, but you do not want to trap yourself by getting the findings that might not be able to completely or sufficiently or adequately answer question number 4. I would recommend for question number 4 will also be about from the point of view of the companies. Yeah. How do users interaction and make efforts more effective? You could discuss this. You can post it to number 5. You can post this to the questions to the to the users themselves. That number 5 can still be a relevant question to ask. So and that can fall under the behavioral changes, right? When the users interaction and there's community building, that falls under behavioral changes. So they feel that now the men feel that they are liberated, right? Yeah, the men feel that liberated. So they create a community of babysitters, male babysitters. Right? That's the male babysitter community.
There are no men babysitter in China now.
They tell their wife, look, I'm going to stop finding work, you go out and work. I'm gonna stop work, you go and work, I take care of the baby this time. Right, that's liberated man. They change.
Oh, I hope so.
I want to stay at home, watch Netflix.
That's an excuse.
Or I've seen this happening in some urban areas, right? They will take turns. The first 3 years, the wife take care. The next 3 years, the men take care, and they take turns. I've seen that one. That has happened. I've seen that in urban setting. They do that, right? Yeah. So, but you are interested to study the effects. So this is good to look at the effects at the first year, second year, men and women, right? Are you sure you don't want to study a third gender? You just study male and female, yeah? Not another.
Is it in China? Is legal?
Legal.
Is it allowed in China? The LGBT?
Well, actually,
It's okay
yeah,
in China?
it's okay. It's okay. Why not?
As long as
We are not Russia.
Oh,
Russia.
Russia is different.
yeah, China is a liberated country there.
Yeah. Secular country. Secular.
Secular, you can,
Secular, but also liberate.
Liberated,
No,
liberal about that. But which country is liberated? I don't know.
Yeah.
All
So, for
right.
example, I met with Syrian girl. She here is exchange student, but she's living in Germany right now.
In Germany,
Yeah, she's in Germany. She told me right now is we cannot say anything about Israel or Palestine. They will all catch us.
In Germany?
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very careful about that in the school or university or something like that.
I see.
Yeah. Something of dictator.
Yeah, it becomes dictator.
That's Germany.
Germany has the history of.
Yeah, they feel guilty of
Yeah. So they support Israel, don't want anyone to speak about it.
yeah.
Are you guys talking about something about the Third Reich?
Yeah. They feel guilty about that. So
Yeah.
say Hail Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jane, so that is the fundamental change you can make in your the research questions, and then the methodology you will need to decide which one you want to use, and then we can discuss it for the next round of your presentation. Yeah. Okay?
Professor, I have a question.
Yes, yes.
You mean I should compare with men and women in the first and the second tier cities? Do I need to choose several cities or just compare with a specific city, such as compare Nanchang and Shanghai? Or
Very important question there. Now, when it comes to city, again, 4 would be sufficient, but you want to expand it further, you can expand to 6 cities, right? My concern is that you have too many, but I'm not sure. You can start by saying you want to choose 6 cities, but if you have sufficient, you have a lot, then you can stop with 4 cities. So, but then why do you want to choose these 6 cities? One, maybe there must be some kind of justification. Maybe one in the north, one in the middle, one in the south, or one much more urban. But then the tier is based on urbanization, right? Is that right?
It depends on the population and how the GDP.
Facilities.
The GDP.
Okay.
GDP and population.
So level of development, yeah.
Yeah, level of
Tier, second tier. So if you choose 3, then for each, then you got to justify why you choose all 3, like that. And then if you choose 2, you just show the contrast between these 2. And I think if you have 2, that's sufficient. And it kind of makes sense to have 2 at least for first tier and the second tier. So eventually, you see, Jane, you have like 8 different categories eventually. You see that? You will have 8 different categories, right? It's factorial, this is mathematics, right? Because you have 4 groups right now, right? And then you divide, become 8, because you have, for each tier you have 2, right?
2, right?
So you have, and you have 2 cities too, so you have 4 eventually, so you become 8. Which, and then you can have a type of sampling that more sensible. So you put like 8, then 4 for each group, then you have 32 with it. Yeah. 5 in each group, you have 40. Right? Okay? Any more questions or thoughts or whatever? No, just now was a lot of jokes about gender equality there, but no, you got my point too. So the assumption about traditional society not having strong women is an assumption by itself, right? What is it? And now your research is also there might be some compounding issues like age, right? And the users, the age group of the users might lean towards a particular age group, right? I think red is much more used by the youth compared to Weibo, right? Weibo is much more. Weibo is like Twitter, then the much more older group, not necessarily older, but maybe no, I don't know.
Academic, official people. High-ranking people.
Comparing with men and women, I put them in 4 groups. I think Weibo is better than Red.
Yeah, so if you choose 2 platforms, it would be the Weibo and Red, right? So maybe you want to use both and then justify it both. If you use one, you still got to justify it, but you still see the effect because you have the differentiated groups. You still have the effect, right? You can still make the argument. But remember, the arguments are not necessarily about generalization to the whole of China. So you're actually, it's more about theory building rather than theory testing.
Abductive flow.
Closer to abductive, closer to inductive. Yeah. I would recommend you choose inductive or abductive because you won't be able to generalize as much. Right? If you can generalize, it'll be quite limited generalization there. So you see certain patterns emerging. So you're doing theory building more than theory testing. Right? Theory building about gender equality, CSR, connection to CSR in social media and gender equality. Right? Jane, the other thing, the last thing you might want to consider is whether you want to combine gender equality and feminism or just stick to gender equality. Feminism, there are different types of feminism too, right? So, then you
Do you think feminism narrow the research depth is too narrow? Feminism.
Yeah, gender equality is much more universal. You can argue that, right? Feminism, and I mean, there's a post-modern feminism. There's the classical feminism. There's also even in Islam, there's Islamic feminism too. I've heard of that too. So, which is interesting. And in some of my friends from Indonesia, they talk about Islamic feminism too, which is a different form of feminism. So, think through because this is your research. You do have something solid here, yeah. And if you have both, then you got to talk about both. And I mean, gender equality can be part of the SDG thing, but I'm not sure feminism is part of SDG or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's more to the how can I say it?
Ideology.
But feminism is close to ideology.
Ideology, yes. Yeah. And there are many types of feminism too. It's not anyway, so that is the session. I got to adjourn our books discussion today, our supervision today. I have a lot of sugar in my body right now. You forgave me Rocher and my favorite.
How many chocolate everybody eat?
I don't know.
For me, no one.
This is bad, but
But it's pleasure.
yeah.
A lot of pleasure.
Not all bad things are bad because see, information I know is bad, right? But attitude I like it. Right?
Yeah. Give on.
Therefore, behavior I continue to eat.
Oh yeah.
The information I know is bad.
It's like your research. You for research.
You also not eat a lot.
Thoughts.
She would have already out.
Yeah.
Last 50 years.
I eat a lot also.
Sorry about this.
太甜了，太甜了。
See, all right, okay, so, all right, Jane, when are you coming here, Jane?
I'm supposed to go there this end of June. I have a competition from my work school, so I will go there maybe 6th or 7th of the July.
I see Raja is here too. Raja has just sent me the draft. I just received Raja. For the rest of you,